If you want to go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm a student first class Murillo. I'm from West Covina, California. I'm an information systems major, and I'm a service warfare sub.
Okay, I'm in Shipment First Class Goodlow. I'm also an information systems major, and I also selected surface warfare.
Okay, to start us off with our first question, either one can answer. Why did you join the unit?
I received the 4-year national scholarship in 2016, so at the time I was only looking at obviously NROTC units, and I saw that there was a unit that just started that year at UMBC, so I thought that it would be pretty interesting to join the newest unit in the country and be a part of like the initial growth of the unit.
Okay, and I did JROTC all through high school. It was Navy JROTC as well. I was actually going to enlist at first until I found out about the JROTC scholarship for ROTC. I did not pick up the 4-year scholarship, but I still decided to go into the NROTC program here at UMBC, and then I just ended up sticking with it. I really liked it.
All right, so our second question is, what is something you wish you knew before joining?
I wish I knew more about ROTC in general. Unlike Michigan Goodlow, I didn't have JROTC in my high school. I didn't even really know about the Naval Academy or other military academies. I've never seen Top Gun. I just didn't really know anything about officers or how to commission as an officer, so I just kind of went with the flow and definitely should have done more research.
So for me, JROTC was more, it gave an enlisted perspective, not the officer perspective. So I wish before I went in, I knew more about the different avenues you could take as a naval officer. I also wish I knew how important physical fitness was going to be, not just for the military, but in general. I wish I paid more attention to that in high school and already created those habits before I came here to the unit. Same with academics, because academics is also very important. I wish those were some things I wish I knew before I joined the unit.
Based off of that question you just answered, do you have any tips for prospective midshipmen that are wanting to join to make the process any easier?
Definitely work out on your own and know why you want to join, and just have something that inspires you.
So just like she said, being physically fit is very important, especially when you're joining the military. Go ahead and do that before you join the unit, because it's going to be really tough to keep up with that and catch up on that when you're also trying to keep up with your academics, because academics is also very important. It's how you pick up a contract, a scholarship. It even comes back to haunt you for fit reps or when you want to service select or ship select. So I would definitely make sure you're physically fit and ready for the academics and ready to work on your time management skills.
Okay, so for the third question, what is your most memorable experience in the unit?
If I had to pick one, I have so many, but I would say the Marine FEXs or probably the military excellence competitions.
Yeah, that's a tough question for sure. Even NSO was the first time I even stepped foot on like a military base at all, so that was definitely very memorable for me. And then the second time is when I went on a surface warfare FEX, and I actually got to go on an aircraft carrier, a submarine, and I would say those are the most memorable experiences I had here in this unit.
For the next question, what appreciations do you have for the unit here at UMBC?
Definitely the people. I feel like every time I see how other units interact with each other and how they operate, it just really makes me appreciate our unit and how much I love this unit. Like, I know for like my fellow first class, like these are people that like I live with, or people that like I've seen almost every single day for the past 3.5 years, excluding school breaks, of course. But these are people that like I never get tired of seeing, and like I just love them so much. And I just think that the bond we have is different from other units, and I just think that we're a family here and we definitely look out for each other.
So I completely agree with Midshipman Murillo. The camaraderie here is just great. You can't beat it. Also, the way the unit has challenged me, everything is a balancing act, and you have to work on your time management skills between academics, physical fitness, whatever you're doing in the unit, so whatever billet you have, and also if you have extracurricular activities or a job, definitely taught me time management. It was a challenge I had to overcome.
Now, to go off that, what is a useful resource provided through the unit that you don't see midshipmen utilizing?
Something that midshipmen should utilize more is forming bonds with the upperclassmen. I know that when I was a second class, I looked up to one of the first class midshipmen as a mentor because he was the same major as that I'm in, and he is doing the same thing that I want to do in the Navy. He's like on an LPD out of San Diego. So like I would ask him stuff like, how was your first class cruise, or like how was this IS professor? And even to this day, like we still like regularly communicate with each other, and I'm still asking him like, how was BDOC, how was JOD, like how was, like what's it like on your first ship? So just forming those bonds like are really important, and it ended up being like the most useful resource that I encountered.
So yes, the midshipmen and the staff here are your resource. Definitely find a mentor. I would go to the ROTC house and be around as many midshipmen and staff members as you can, because everybody has a different experience that they can share with you and that you can learn from, especially when it comes to your major, or find a staff member who is in the same community you want to go into. So if it's surface warfare, find that lieutenant that's also in surface warfare and get their advice and their input. And same with upperclassmen who have already been on cruises or portraitmen, ask them how those experiences were.
Moving on to the next question. If you weren't able to service select SWO, what would your second choice have been?
Probably subs.
It definitely would have been subs for me as well. I just have no interest in aviation at all. I'm not a big heights person, to be honest, so I just have no interest in that. So definitely submarines would have been the second choice.
So to end this, for our final question, what would you say to current and future midshipmen interested in becoming surface warfare officers?
Learn about different platforms and their missions, and just reach out to current SWOs. And I would say something that I've noticed when talking to SWOs is like a lot of them say like, you know, surface warfare was never my first choice, but they're always so lucky that they've stuck through it and they wouldn't look back. And I've never met a SWO that like didn't enjoy what they did and didn't like being a SWO, so that kind of resonated with me because I mean surface warfare was never my first choice, but as of right now, like I'm pretty happy that I'm doing this. So I would say just reach out to other surface warfare officers and just kind of get their perspective.
So as I said earlier, definitely connect with the lieutenants here and ask them about the different platforms, what are the differences. And then midshipmen who have already commissioned, I would also ask them as well. And I would just take any opportunity to get on a ship if you can. Like we have FEXs here prior to COVID-19. We have FEXs where you had the opportunity to go on a ship. Like I said, I've been on an aircraft carrier, I've been on a submarine, and it was all because of this unit.
This concludes our session. Thank you for coming.